Hello and welcome to part 2 of our goal setting class, where we want to help you accomplish your goals. So hopefully you watched video 1 and now you're on to video 2, where we're going to actually help you accomplish your dreams. And it starts with you capturing your dream. Now you have a worksheet that'll be attached. It's actually step 1, so download that. You can take a look at that worksheet, and I'm just going to walk you through this worksheet a little bit. So the first page, it says, what is your ultimate dream? You're going to tell a story here. In a moment, I'm going to give you an example for that box. You can fill it out. Tell a story, and it needs to include all the areas listed on the left side of the worksheet. Physical, mental, spiritual, social, professional, housing, parenting. You can add other areas, but you need to include at least those things. Also, when you tell the story, imagine that it's true, that it has actually happened. Tell the story as if you are witnessing it, watching it, that you're actually stepping in onto your porch or whatever it is. And in the ultimate dream, you're looking at the end of your life. You are an old person, just examining life. Boy, I have lived a complete life. I am really pleased with the way my life has gone. And these are all the things I've done and experienced. And you can do much more than what we're going to talk about today. And I would love to show that to you. If you ever want some personal coaching, I can push you a little further on this. But for today, you're going to do this for the ultimate dream. Now, below that, you're going to see what is your dream 3 years from now. If you're moving toward that dream, you do the same thing. You tell the story. I haven't accomplished my ultimate dream yet, but for the next 3 years, if I'm moving in the right direction, this is what it's going to be. And then the same thing 6 months from now. 6 months from now, this is where my life needs to be if I'm moving toward that 3-year goal up to the ultimate dream. And what you're going to do with this whole side of the worksheet is you're going to accomplish a roadmap in order to accomplish your dream. You know, if I was going to go on a trip, I need a map. And then these become signs that I'm on track or I'm not on track. So let me tell you the story of the ultimate dream. This is my dream. This is what is in my top box. And I'll be attaching a copy of my worksheet as well so you can see kind of what this looks like. So my ultimate dream is it's 2047. It's May 17th, 2047, and I am walking into this event. Now, walking this event, I'm wearing my military dress blues. Notice that's physical. I can wear those dress blues. I can still fit into them, even though at that point I would have been out of the military for 40 years. I'll be walking in. I have my capability. I can physically walk in. On my left is my wife wearing a beautiful dress. Looks fantastic. At this point, I'm 75 years old and she's younger than me. So she'll be younger, but we'll be walking in together, which means we've still been married. This is actually May 17, 2047. Will be our 50th wedding anniversary, and that's the party we're going into. We're celebrating this together. In order for that to happen, I have to treat her a certain way today, so that way 50 years from now, she still wants to be married to me. We don't just take those things for granted. We come into this party with that in mind. And so you can see where the story comes together. It's telling the story. We're walking in. Where you can see where the physical and the relationships and all that is going to tie in. So you walk in the party, and there's thousands of people there. You know, maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000 people. And you have people from different economic levels. So they're wealthy, they're poor, there are different races, different cultures, different languages are being spoken in different places. I mean, it is a great party. And now some of you may not be able to make it. You know, it is May 17, 2047. You can put that in your calendar. If I can find you, if I know you, I'll send you an invitation. And if you can't make it, I'll be disappointed. But I really want to make sure that my children are there. Because I love my children. I want to have a relationship with them. And this dream has been shaped by this story of going to someone else's 50th anniversary party. And as I'm at that party, I overheard this young man saying, well, I'm only here because of Mom. And I hadn't met the young man before, but it turns out that he was the son who had moved far away from Mom and Dad, and he had some issues with Dad, and I don't know what those stories were, but I thought, I don't want that to be part of my story. So I want to have a relationship with my children, whether they're young, from the time they were young until where they're older, and now they're almost adults. I want them to be able to have that relationship with me. So I build that relationship every day, so that way they want to be at this party. And not only want to be there, but actually pay for it, because we're going to have a full meal. So relationship, my kids are there. We go up to the head table. Now, usually I don't get to sit at a head table. That's not who I am. I'm kind of a back room sort of guy. I just got to fill in the seats wherever it's needed. But it's my dream. It's my fantasy. I'm creating this dream. I'm creating my top box. Now, don't let somebody else tell your story. This is your story. Don't try to live someone else's dream. When I was in Bible college, there were several guys who were there to become pastors, missionaries, evangelists, because Dad wanted them to or Mom wanted them to. And from what I've seen, most of them are not in the ministry in any shape or form right at this point. They were trying to live Dad's dream or Mom's dream rather than their own. So make this yours. That's a side lesson to this whole thing. So I'm at the table now. We have a meal that's being served. I actually just have a buffet table to go through. We got fried chicken, muscatelli. We got soft rolls, and it all just smells great. And we got cake. We got punch. This is a meal from my childhood. I have 8 or 7 aunts and uncles. My dad was one of 8 children. So I went to a lot of wedding receptions, and that was the party venue. That was the food was always at these parties. Was basically that menu. So I want that to be there. And part of what you want you to take from this in this lesson is you want to add all the senses you possibly can. So taste, smell. That needs to be added into your story to make it more real. And when you imagine the story, put all those senses in. Make it feel that way. And I tie it with my youth, my childhood. So that way I have this feel-good feeling when I'm walking through it. Make it emotional. Make it feel inside of you. And that it's part of who you are in your gut. So I'm enjoying this meal. And I don't have a doctor saying, well, Rich, you can't eat that. You can't eat this. You can't have the salt. Can't have the sugar. I want to live my life in such a way that I can eat whatever's there. I don't have to question it. So we eat it. I have stories. I remember. I got the mental capacity to remember some of the stories and some of the events and the history, and I share knowledge with some of these folks. I got the wisdom, so I got the mental capacity. I also have the social relationships still going on with a lot of these men and women. And then after we're done eating, we have a dance. Now I'm a German family, so we got the polkas going on. We're dancing, even though I'm 75 in the fantasy. I'm dancing. I'm enjoying myself. And then when the party's over, I go home. Somebody else gets to clean up. Again, it's my fantasy, not yours. If you want to be cleaning up in yours, that's great. You go ahead and do it. So you have that piece. And then I go home to my house that's paid off. It's in good repair. And I'm living off the grid. I'm not paying utility bills. I already live in a home where I don't have to pay water bills or sewage because I have a septic tank and I have water from a well that runs throughout my entire household. I also want to get power in my house the same way, and then I'll be exactly ideal with what I want with my dream. I still got time to get there. I'm not there yet, but I'm moving in that direction. So again, you're going to set up your goals. Now you're going to do the same thing. Your ultimate dream, 3 years from now, 6 months from now, tell the whole story. Tell about where you are physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, professionally. At that point in my life, I'm retired at the ultimate dream. But 3 years from now, when I tell that story, I've progressed. I'll still be an executive director, but maybe I got something else going on in there, and you'll see that in my draft. Parenting, my kids will be a certain age. So when you put in your 3 years, how old are your kids going to be 3 years from now? The way you parent them 3 years from now will be different from how you parent them right now. What do you want to be true? So when I was working on my worksheet, I've been thinking, okay, my boys 3 years from now, how old are they going to be? As I'm recording this video, I have a 14-year-old son. So 3 years from now, obviously he'll be 17. He'll be prepping for college. What do I want him to know, experience, be ready for? So that's part of my story. I'm working on those things so I can tell that story, what he's going to be like. I can't control him, but I can show what I'm going to do for him. His brother, who's a couple years older, he'll actually be in college for a couple years, hopefully playing basketball, have a scholarship, doing good in school. His sister will be working and doing other things. So we have the story. Tell the story. What is going on in your life? What does it look like? And don't say, I hope to. This is really what is happening. And that is step 1, is working on this worksheet, beginning with the end in mind, telling the story. This is what you want with your life. So take the quiz, and the answer to one of the questions today is what was for dinner in this story, and I want you to put down fried chicken. Fried chicken is what is the answer to that question. So again, watch the video, put this all together and tell your story. We need you to work on this worksheet. Spend some time on it. Don't try to rush this process. You do this right, you can have the dream of your life.